morning, it's Catherine at Moonstarlodge. If you're new to our channel, we are an Indigenous teaching lodge and bring spirituality of our Indigenous cultures into the world. We've been doing a series of new moon and full moon videos for some time, and that's morphed into a weekly video. But our specialty is dealing with the divination and the wheel. And so we're talking this week about the full moon and autumn equinox. This is a wild week. We have this full moon in Pisces, and I myself have Pisces sun, Pisces moon, and my Libra ascendant. So this speaks very much, the overarching energy is just honing in on your intuitive skills and being present to your intuition and not just letting that kind of fritter away, because it's an exciting time to create. Why? Because this is the medicine wheel. We are moving from the summer, which is the bottom of the wheel. So if you remember, this is spring, summer, autumn, winter, and all these sections of the wheel represent many different aspects. But we're right at this point where the yellow meets the black. In just a couple of days, we also have this Pisces full moon energy almost corresponding. So the time of the full moon is September 20th at 7:54 p.m., whereas autumn equinox is September 22nd at 3:21. So it's this incredible energy. And if we look at the medicine wheel as it is represented by the grandmothers, we have 13 grandmothers on the wheel. And I talked a couple of videos ago about the fact that the new moon brought us the 10th grandmother on the medicine wheel, which was here, down where my finger is. So just as we're coming to the middle of this, we're moving into autumn equinox. But weaves the web, to remind you, is the mother of creativity, the muse, the artist, the creatress, the manifester of dreams who brings visions into reality, the guardian of life force who teaches women to give birth to their dreams, the keeper of survival instinct and the mother of the creative and the destructive. She teaches us how to use our desire to create and bring our dreams into tangible form, how to tap into life force using energy to build, change, or manifest our needs, how to manifest our visions and give them life through our actions and artistic talents, and how to create new from old, and how to destroy the limitations to creativity, how to work with our truth. I repeat that all for you here 2 weeks later from when I first brought it up, because when I pulled the cards for today's reading, it gave me chills. Parasympathetic nervous system response, chills right to my core. It's one of the most beautiful and positive readings I think I've ever pulled in the last almost 2 years of doing this on this channel. And, you know, as much as I shuffle, I have to assume that the spirit working through me had me pull these cards. So let's get to these cards. So I've pulled out the medicine wheel cloth again, and I've laid the cards with respect to the wheel. So this is a medicine wheel layout, a somewhat simplified one, just to get all the cards within frame here. So we have the cards representing east, south, west, and north. We have 3 ancestor cards in the middle to give guidance from the 7 generations before. We have clarifying star cards, ancestor cards. I have 2 cards from the Shamanic Oracle and 2 cards from a specific astrology deck. So we're getting guidance from a number of different traditions. This particular tarot is the Santa Fe Tarot, and it's written by Tracy Lecoq and illustrated by Holly Huber. It's out of print, unfortunately, but I love it. And it's just a little bit different for the medicine wheel today. So as we always start in the East, and I actually had Brian Dowse to double check that since we're moving into the autumn, did Spirit want us to start with the West? And he got no, we go back to the East. So in this deck, rainbows are the same as wands in a regular tarot. So 6 of Wands is triumph. It's a triumphant moon. It's about success, and it's about acknowledging personally your success in some venture. And I would suggest that because this is a month, a moon cycle of creativity, that it's somehow a creative venture. It's also in the position of the beginnings. Moving to the south, this is the 9 of Buffalo, and 9 of Buffalo is the same as Pentacles. And this is acknowledging success. So this is an awareness of success on a venture, but within a very short time. So we're talking approximately 2 weeks. You will be basking in a tremendous amount of awareness and glory. The card in the position of the West is the Hermit card, and this is represented by Pollen Boy sitting on the sun. And Pollen Boy is a little blue orb, and he sits on the sun, and he keeps sitting there holding knowledge, but also to keep the sun from burning up the earth. So he's acting rather as a shadow. In this instance, this is about knowledge accumulated, wisdom, doing whatever this successful venture is by oneself. This is very much about owning and honing and taking the time to be by yourself and creating the mastery for this art. The only reversed card in this entire spread is the 7 of Water, which is the same as the 7 of Cups. So this is a caution in the position of Spirit on the wheel. This is a caution not to get distracted by illusion during this full moon. This is about dreaming and dreaming with the wheel, but being careful not to slip over that tipping point of distraction and having this stop the momentum of the work that's been created by these, or been signified rather, by these cards here. So what clarifies this? Well, first of all, the card down here, dragons. Dragons are fire-breathing animals, and they are created by the mythology. They exist in the cosmos because of the mythology of many cultures. The fire they breathe is the same as the wand's energy. It is the fire element. It's about keeping us on track. Dragon is facing buffalo, and buffalo and dragon are literally saluting each other. The key between this success and the knowledge, the key is the knowledge. Balance. Balance is Libra. Balance keeps us from going into illusion and tipping that scale, and making sure that you're going by the book. Book is knowledge, book is writing. Both of these cards are very much about writing things down. And that ties into something we're going to discuss here when we get to these cards. So what do the ancestors have to say? Well, this is speaking of the earth in its ancient times when the big dinosaurs, whose spirit still exists. It is in the cosmos. Its energy is in the cosmos. Genetically, it's in the cosmos. But as we know, the earth has transcended these times when there could only be and support these beings. We have to remember where we've come from. We have to remember where we are going. What helps us with that is acknowledging the all that is. So this is sacred geometry. This is the golden ratio. This is using sacredness and the synchronicities of sacredness to transcend. Again, we have the golden ratio. We have the Gaia card and Great Spirit. So Great Spirit needs to be our ally as we move through this successful cycle, okay? And remaining with your connection to Spirit will keep you from the illusion. Now, what do the shaman have to say? Can't make this stuff up. Moon Maiden. Yes, it is a full moon. Moon Maiden is responsible for new beginnings. So when we have new beginnings, we are making sure that we have all our ducks in a row. It's reminding us that the energy is right for that. So we're letting go things which don't serve us and things which distract us to make sure that this new project, this new creative energy, because I liken these scenarios to being a surfer there somewhere off the coast of Hawaii or Australia. And if you're focused and you're centered and you've got your board in alignment, you're riding the top of the wave. The energies will bring you to shore. If you're not focused and you're scattered, you're going to be falling off your board or not knowing that the great white shark is coming up from underneath to take a bite out of your rear end. We either choose to be focused and we take all these synchronicities and be mindful, and we know we have success. So Moon Maiden, or Grandmother Moon in this case, is about being focused, being centered, and acknowledging that. And this is interesting because this card is Whale Song, and this is about vibrations and resonation. Resonation and vibration, everything on this planet is vibration. The cells, the electrons, photons, neutrons, all the stuff of our existence vibrates. This whale is in a bubble that very much is like the moon. So remember that vibration is important. One of the things that we can do besides ceremony is utilize our crystals for the vibrations that we need to keep us stable and steady and resonating with the earth. Because the Schumann effect, the key resonance of the earth is 7.83 to 7.86 cycles per second. That is the resonance of quartz crystals. That's why our watches used to have the word quartz on them. We resonate with the vibrations, so don't ignore your tools. And what does this tell us over here? What do the astrological signs point to? The third house of messages. This is about writing. This is about writing. It relates to this card and it relates to the book card. This is about getting everything down, our whole process. It's about journaling if we need to find the balance that keeps us vibrating or resonating, pulsing with the energies that are supportive of us being co-creative. So have a look on your chart, if you know your astrological chart, and see what planets are in your third house. But just know that the energies of the third house are overarching for this next week. The other card is Aquarius. Aquarius energy speaks to two different aspects here. Aquarius is about when we will see the results of this. So Aquarius is January 20th to February 20th. Okay, so the stuff that we do and co-create is carrying us through into the winter, into the late winter. So whatever you're beginning now, this is beginner energy. This is knowing the success of this, feeling the success of what you're beginning before it ever starts. Whereas this card relates to the Three of Pentacles. I'm just going to grab the book here and give you a little bit of insight into this Aquarius card, if I may. So the Aquarius card speaks to us of the future, of visions, speculative literature, science fiction, planets, stars, outer space, outside time and space, aliens, technology, computers, electricity, phones, and other modes of communication. Flights of genius, arrogance, flightiness, optical patterns, free thinking, the unconventional, and many, many other aspects. But the corresponding tarot card to this one is the Star. So this is hopes and dreams. So the message I get from Spirit about this is not just about this current time. This is the beginning of a foundational series of events. So this is one set of events that are connected together. But like a Ray Bradbury or Stephen King or somebody who has multiple novels, multiple writings, multiple ventures. You know, Picasso didn't paint one painting. This is about the beginning of a series or a spiral, just like these spirals of multiple co-creative ventures with Spirit. And I look forward to finding out from each and every one of you whether you were able to ride the wave of this full moon and this autumn equinox. You can flip the camera. So blessings to all of you, and I hope this reading impacted you as much as it impacts me. I know that for me, as somebody just about to get an oracle out there into the big world and working with one of my fellow shaman on a tarot deck, I'm very excited about how one project leads into another. So just know that this is such an exciting time, and we don't need to be distracted by the death of the plants and the harvest. This is a harvest moon. We don't need to be sad about the winter. The dark gives us time to look inward and to create. So blessings to you all, and have a fabulous week. Let me know your thoughts and comments. Like, subscribe. We have a PayPal button if you feel motivated to donate. We can always use it here at the lodge. So, miigwech, nyoen.